Black Friday is next week, and this year is the year you decided to finally start your photography journey. So today, I'm going to give you some things to look out for when shopping for your new camera. Now, all cameras have one goal, and that is to take pictures. At the end of it all, brands don't really matter, so I won't get into brands for now. First thing you're going to look out for is what's called megapixels or resolution. Megapixels is a big old word for detail. How much detail can a camera capture? Bigger the number, the better, but will cost more. To decide how much you'll need, you'll have to ask yourself, where will your photos go to? Online or prints? If prints, how big will the prints be? If you'll be printing a poster of yourself, then you'll probably need at least 20 megapixels or more. If you're printing billboards, then even more than that. Second thing we'll talk about is ISO. Layman's terms, how sensitive to light is your camera? Higher the number means you can see in low light scenarios, but remember, high ISO usage will render a noisier image. Next thing we'll talk about is continuous shooting. Many might argue that only professional sport photographers need to know this, but I disagree. Continuous shooting lets you hold the shutter button on your camera and will shoot at the rate that the camera is able to. So, for example, if your camera has 7 frames per second continuous shooting, meaning your camera will take 7 pictures every second you are holding the shutter button. Usage for this in a non-professional way is taking pictures of your children running around or your pets, so it's quite useful for the general public. Another thing we'll talk about is crop factor. Without getting into the crazy arguments about which one is better, I'm just going to tell you what it's all about. You'll need to know what your camera's crop factor is because A, crop sensor lenses will not work on full-frame cameras, and B, the camera's field of view changes on crop factor lenses, so your 50mm lens will not be as wide with your crop factor camera. So make sure to Google if your camera is compatible with a lens you are getting. Another important feature is RAW. Try to buy a camera that can shoot RAW files. Shooting RAW will let you further develop your images later on, similar to how people used to develop pictures in dark rooms. They probably still do, but the cool thing is RAW could be non-destructive and is temporary, meaning you can change settings even after you take the picture in post. One of the things you can't change is your focus though, so you will need to nail your focus still when taking pictures in RAW. The last thing I will talk about is dynamic range. If your camera has dynamic range in the spec sheet, then that is a good sign. It is now just getting popular to the common people like us, but the higher the dynamic range, the more detail you will be able to see in the shadow areas and the highlights of your image or videos. Now, I know there are plenty more things to look out for in a camera, but I just gave you the most important things to me. All the others are just bells and whistles that you can have. That is all I got for you guys today. I will hopefully be starting a photography crash course series, so hit the like button if you would like to see that.